In this video I'm going to show you how you can work on your forehand open stance, okay, and how can you work this shot alone. Basically the power is on your legs, okay, power on this leg, and then you transfer the weight, the racket goes down, and then you transfer the weight to this leg, and then you recover. This is open stance, and this shot is used not for beginners. This shot is when you play a little bit better, and when you need to move to the side, and when the ball is going in this direction, is much easier to go with open stance, and also you can open more the court. You can do also short and cross, like this short ball here, or was a good ball, or you can just play cross court, and it's easier to hide what you're gonna do. And if you go with close stance, it's much more convenient for you to play down the line, but sometimes to play cross court you lose more time even to recover, because if you go here you play and then you need to recover 1-2 split, while if you go with open stance you just play and you recover quick, okay. Understanding also, every time you move to the side you go with open stance, every time you move forward you go with close stance, okay. Also important to know that if the ball is higher, even if you move forward you go with open stance or semi-open. If the ball is lower you need to go with close stance. So this is really important to understand, and it's really important to dominate everything. As Djokovic said recently, it's really important to dominate every shot, to know how to slice, to know how to go to approach the net, to know how to do a really good volley, serve and volley. Even if you don't use it, it's really important to dominate. Not the case, because here you really need to use the open stance. The ball starts to go fast, so you really need to work on this footwork. And in this video I'm gonna show you 3 to 5 drills to work on this leg. As I said in the beginning, you really need to use a lot your legs. In the beginning I like to exaggerate a little bit more, to use even more your legs. Not every time you go so much down, but you really need the power on your legs. You really need to do the power in this leg first, and for that you can even start with an easy exercise, easy more or less. So usually this exercise, if you work close stance, you can just do this and do here and keep the balance. If you do, because the power is here and then you transfer. If you do open stance, the power is on this leg, so you can just stabilize and then keep the balance, and then you play and keep the balance more times. So you can work this many times just to strengthen your legs a bit more, and then this can be the first drill. You can do as many times as you want. Then also it's really important to understand that you really need to rotate your shoulders and feel the abs, the oblique abs that are rotating in this part. And the first exercise I would suggest is even to just start here, already in the open stance position, your knee down, your racket here, and then you just play. Okay, this looks easy, but it's not so easy in the beginning. So you are here, remember the forehand grip, as I always say, semi-western grip, racket facing to that fence. My grip is small, usually I recommend one finger, but for me it's more convenient this. Not extreme grips, not continental. This will help you to play a better forehand. Again, this forehand, this open stance exercise, space here, okay, your racket on your side, and then you really need the power, okay, and transfer the power to this leg, and then you recover 1-2 split. I mean, you don't need to recover in this part. Then the second or third progression drill, you can just do the first position here. You can even feed the balls yourself. You don't need the coach here, or if the coach feeds the ball to you, or if you are a coach, you can just feed the ball once you see the player is on this position. Remember, if you are practicing the open stance for first time, or if your player is practicing open stance for the first time, it's really important to always stop in this first position, okay? In the future you can do this, or you can just open, but in the beginning this position is just to make sure you have the right grip without tension, without forcing too much, or without doing this. So every time stop to make sure you don't lose the grip while you start opening playing with open stance or changing a bit your footwork. So you do one and you stop, and then you can do first without ball. You just walk 2, 3, and then you play here, and you play the ball on your side and in front of you, with distance between the body, the racket and the ball. And some players they play with the arm like me, a little bit more bent. Some players play with the racket a little bit more, with the arm a little bit more straight. Also depend on the grip. Of course, if you have a more close grip, you don't extend too much. You need here, okay? If you are shorter, also I think it's easier to extend more your arm. But this to say that your contact point don't need to be exactly with your hand completely straight. I play here, Sinner plays here, and many players play here, so it's fine. So as I was saying, 1, then you walk, 2, contact point here, and when you play you need to go to the side. So you play and you go, okay? And this leg goes to this one, okay? Here the racket goes down, okay? And here, and then you go, okay? And then you recover, 1, 2, split step. You can do this a few times without ball, then it's difficult to do when you feed the ball actually, but I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, and then you go, 1, 2, split step. It's not perfect when you feed the ball in this kind of shot, but if you try many times, of course, it becomes easier. I'm not used to do this every time, but you do 1, 2, 3, and then recover, 1, 2, split. And also, faster you feed the ball, easier it's gonna be to do this shot. So this is actually almost the progressions you need to work a lot your open stance. And then I like to do one to finish the lesson, that is to do 1 ball, 1 here, 2, 3, and do open stance, 1, 2, split step, and then do close stance, 1, 2, double step, 1, 2, and then you recover, 1, 2, split, and start to mixing both footworks to get used to the movement and to understand that actually each ball requires a different footwork. And even though in the beginning you should go with close stance to be sideways and then you play, okay, once you start to play better, my recommendation is to do open stance. I'm gonna just show you here. One of the exercises I like the most is to do this ball down the open stance cross court to recover here, okay, and to go to this ball down the line, okay, and then you recover because you start to work the patterns that you use on your game. So you go this ball here, cross court, 1, 2, split step, and then here down the line, okay, 1, 2, split step. Also this one you give a little bit more of height. So this open stance cross court, you go 1, imagine you hit the ball here and the second ball here, and then you relax, you still close the head of the racket, okay, so you do 1, 2, and then you recover because you want a little bit more of height. And when you go inside, you don't do 1, 2, because first you are more inside of the court, and second because one of the goals of tennis is to take time from your opponent. So when you approach the net, you really need to take time from your opponent, and if you play higher, you give him more time. So the idea is to play 1 here, close the head of the racket like this, 1, 2, and then you either finish here or you finish here, but the idea is to close the racket and to play a little bit more flat, okay, but still with topspin, okay, because when you play with a semi-western grip, it's impossible to play without topspin. Every ball has topspin, some balls a little bit more flat, some balls a little bit higher, but every ball has topspin. Another thing is just to say that my Forehand course is available, is all in one: topspin, open stance, the right mindset, the close stance, how you can start. So basically it's from the beginning until you are pro basically, and there is no risk because now once you buy the course and you join the course, you get access to my tennis community where we can do lives or we can chat until you finally do your forehand. So there is no risk, absolutely no risk. And even though I truly believe that if you just do the course and if you just repeat what I said, there is no chance it's not gonna work. And I have already results from other people. You can check them on my Instagram, so you can have a look. And I hope you can join. I hope you can enjoy. And also, if you have any feedback, you can give me here. If you know how can I improve, also if you know how can I collaborate with brands, because I'm now focusing and trying to focus also on this part, let me know. Or if you are a brand, you can DM me on Instagram, or I have my email here and also on Instagram. And if you have any idea for future videos also, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.